Hello. Today is a very strong day. A lot of things are happening. So, one day they take your money from the bank, and a day later, the bank got to return it from a fraudulent. So, I could eat something, and there are there are a lot of freedoms that people take and don't take fine attention with inquisitive eye to question and go to the matter to simply understand that some things can never be changed in one day. So I was like, well, I could say this, so I say it. Um, you already know the person is not going to take it well, and you are selfish and you don't care anymore, so you carry along. So that's what I did today. I said to this woman, I look at her, and so one doesn't like scandals, one doesn't like all this, but I thought, I've been going through a lot. I'm going to go crazy. I don't care. So I responded it. A woman crossed the street to fight back. She was going to her car, and I was like, she looked at me, and I just told her, try to recycle. Try to recycle. Big bag there. Uh, I have been working with rubbish for 3 years in McDonald's, telling people how to recycle under the rules of McDonald's, what they tell you to tell to customers, to educate customers. That was an initiative that started from Convention for the Environment, and McDonald's was one of them, and that's why they created the recycling garbage, where the tin where is divided for paper, compost, and plastics. So I would kindly study human behavior, which were the best sentences, and I knew very well this was not gonna be taken well. But I thought, well, there's some distance there. I'm just walking there. It's putting there. I shouldn't share the things online, but I don't have anyone following me, so I don't care. I don't have anyone following me, so I don't care. I will care if I have people that I know, because I thought, well, what is this? This is your legal name. This is whom you are. What is it you represent? All this is um, a celebration of emotions that are going in the wrong way, because people, and the power of rage, if it's not handled well in the right direction, that's where it goes. So it is good to have this scandal sometimes, because we are learning from that. And I say we, because today I was shouting in the streets. This woman shouting at me with piercing in her nose, and like I knew that she didn't speak English well, because she was thinking what to tell me from the other side of the street as I was walking. And I already could see she was not British, because she was targeting me. And the British ladies don't do that. Uh, they don't need to do that. So And don't believe in me because everyone has their own stories and their own problems. So people need to go wild because of misunderstandings here. And there's so many things that can affect us as well. Well, it is good that people are talking about all these things, and people need to come out and become responsible of their emotions. I was not raised with and still one starts to become more aware of where certain movements come, um, all that was created and formed with so much love, with so much devotion, with so much celebration, with so much generosity, so much well-being and protection. It could just flip out. By the moment I was on the front of my bank, I was not going to respond to her because they saw me screaming, and the woman was walking back, but they know me, and I just entered into the bank and I was like, woo. The woman screaming as she was crossing the street because my bank is right in the front from where then it's just crossing into the other street. I started to feel like afterwards walking back home through the park as this, you know, at that moment that I made that choice, because the I said, you know what, I'm gonna take the luxury to go crazy right here in the streets. I'm going to just unleash my animal or my ghetto, whatever it is. That, I mean, I had to do a lot of character studies to get that out, man. And I now get the joy to celebrate it in the real world after posting a picture of my fridge, my mother. Everyone has their problems. So, anyways, it's like yeah, so ghetto. But walking home, I was starting to feel like these pictures that I mean, I don't know all kind of pictures, um, of this, and this was not a picture actually, but I really loved it because it's a picture that I never had, and it's the lionesses. Three are but they have this from the school, and all the teeth, and this because they don't have the head as the lion, so it went on like the eyes, and because they fight in a team, and and there's this woman bickering in the street shouting. She was a big woman. I didn't know if she was the brunette from Italy or Bulgaria. I think Italian, but I don't. They wouldn't do that like that in the street. Uh, but that went harder and harder and harder and harder. So, she was like, and it's funny when people start to copy what you say because they don't know what to say. They don't know what to say, so they copy what you say but add another word. It's like, good, good, good. You're learning. God, sometimes you can have so much love, and as my mother would say, the opposite. There's a word she used to say all the time for that when I was older at work. Well, if you love the good part, if you love the good part, you also have to understand there is the, well, that is a controversy as well. Well, I'm very glad Joe Biden, the president, asked for peace. So no matter, my mother is hostage from my sister. She took her internet out because a Jewish friend, her best friend, is like my uncle, was going to pick her up from Germany so she could be free and enjoy her life and the little money she has. So my mother doesn't let Eddie see my mother is hostage, and my mother is not answering to the police. This is your family. My sister, my little sister, has taken all the money. I mean, because if my mother had a kingdom, the kingdom itself would never allow my sister take the money from the kingdom and do what she was doing. And this was like, why don't you pay her to India to learn mudra, dancing with the hands, not this? But it's a free world. Yeah, it's a free world. Yeah, free world. That's your family. There you go. That's your family. This was funny because the woman said, "You shouldn't mind because I do." I said, "No, no, no, no. This is a community. I'm walking in the street. I have to share this world with you. You have to recycle. Just take." Then I was just end up telling her uh, dirty names and trash. You're trash. Learn to recycle your emotions. Learn to recycle your words, your thoughts. I can be loud as well. What do you think? Yeah? Will that make me a better person? I have tried for 3 years trying to bring order to recycle, and nothing has happened. Great court case, nothing has happened. Just the energy sucked. All my energy sucked for nothing. Just for undercover trash or coveted. Well, it's hurting because this has been a lot of work, and it's always something wants to bring it down. But it is good that people start to talk and take responsibility of what they're doing with their lives. What are you doing with your lives? To some extent, I'm like on the edge of living your life as if it is the last day. Something the Master Osho would say. Look at this. So, put this suit here. So I put it to wash and it shrinked. But I love this jacket. I still love it. It's still so. I thought it'd be nice to see Biden and my mother and talk about Biden because my mother told me once, just a month ago or so, but he's too old. And I say, well, look at the Queen. It doesn't mean that because you are too old, you cannot reign or you don't have. I mean, he's been so far the best. And it's not easy because everybody wants to have a position of power, and people are just showing off, and And when they lose their position of power, they become crazy. They don't have what it takes, which is being noble. And many people have to let them go and just let them fight, kill each other. What can you do? So when you hold so much power, this is a conversation about humor that's maybe going to take for the rest of humanity time to understand that you do have a virtual reality where you can express yourself. There are rules. We'll never share for free. By natural order, the cookies and the cake has to be talked with the tech titans and some governments to understand what is between technology and government for cybernetics, because there is more than government cannot comprehend. As for the people, if people need to evolve, you don't need a therapy. What you need is love. So, therapists, international therapists, doctors, psychiatrists that go from around the world. My mother was one of the best organizers for sure, putting them. She's been great in everything she's done. But the problem with my mother is that she thought my sister was better because of her looks. And I'm not a good person to have followers, that's for sure. Because I would tell my mother things that, and she didn't like that I was right. But that's the way she also made business partners, and she made money with my um is it is sad. It is very sad that these people on this earth are the people that you have to share this earth with, and the very mother you were born as well also has flaws, and your sister, and these are your family, and now you have to share this burden for Christmas, because that's what happens, right? This is what happens. Yeah, they took over the house. I told her you have to make this room for Rita and her husband that I was gonna to construct. And she stopped it and she would get all like she's the superior is what she says. All my pictures, some are here and there, thanks God. And one has a duality between all constantly, because this is a very complex world, and the more you pretend to be in a dream that everything is perfect, the more you're ready to just fall down from any ivory tower, and nobody would believe it while they are in their ivory tower. But it is incredible because everyone can be wealthy, everyone can be, but it's difficult because I moved to this neighborhood to help that I could help with these two things. The other one, I won't talk about it right now. But if you don't have a awareness for this humor, because I am not an animal, I'm not a lioness, I am not a ghetto, I don't deserve to have this conversation, but I am involved. I'm involved with this world. I have been involved with my family. I have been there because of the humor and the good things we shared. So everything was, I was happy with nothing. So that's how people take advantage because you have nothing. So there you go. The world can be so beautiful, and suddenly that we can take this with us. But there is so much pain sometimes, so much just to understand the things are not working well. Of course, narcissism will never admit the mistakes, and sometimes people need to express themselves, but they're doing it in the wrong way, in the wrong place. And sometimes he's doing it consciously because he wants to be hurt, but it's the only way he could. And he's always will figure out a creative way to get out of it because creativity is infinite. Is to love is infinite. Yeah, there is this. As for the man who likes to be with many women and later end up raping kids or before or after or just kids, is the same illusion of infinity without boundaries, understanding the laws and the natures of this world where abuse is a very hidden cage. They just open it there and they go. So some characters that are too expressive. I was thinking, how can it be that Jordan Peterson can be so disgusting to be like in Twitter that I so a person that you admire so much that I buy all his books and you cannot agree sometimes. I don't agree what he thinks about women, but is there is what it is. What can you that's what it is. You cannot expect any better. That's what it is. That's how things are. So he's a representative of a major factor and totally wrong because that is simply in dynamic meditation. You express your anger, you express your madness. There are 15 minutes before where you breathe heavily. All this is in the darkness before the sun rises. I know people don't want to talk about meditation. This is real hardcore meditation from India, from the yogis. Nobody might be listening, but there is a voice within that calls for it. And these are the people who go to India. This is the people that are called by their master to bring this flame that is called enlightenment. And madness is just the same rubbish of every day. And we try to make things fair. So there's a conversation there going on. And we need to learn how to make ourselves responsible with this humor. That's how Venezuela destroyed itself with so much hatred in the press and the people. And these were the people that considered themselves to be better. So, so boring. So, anyways, It is wise to bring a conversation for, but once the tech titans meet, they will be able to understand how to be able to create a conversation through of how you express your emotions. Yeah, like for example, you don't put the shit on people's mouth, your shit on another person's mouth, because then the other person doesn't have the space or the right to express themselves. And those tactics have been used from the lowest class to the higher class, from the left to the right. Nothing new. It is funny to manipulate values. What is not funny now is to see how are you going to accept who you are. Because if all your hatred is the only reason for another person, then you are doomed. You've been every day talking bad about another person, and then you go out there like nothing happens, right? But look at what is happening, because that is the energy that you are promoting, and it doesn't matter what you say. It is that you're not putting your anger into the work where you have to move these engines into the level you are, not into a middle class wannabe. Because this is the worst class is it's not the poor class. They are gold. The newly rich and they don't know what it is. The middle class, they want to be something they're not, and they don't want to be poor. So they are very conflicted between the poor and the rich. Not all, and is hurting. It is very hurting to see. You can't help the world, and the world has to learn how to help itself. So you bring in these tools of expression, which is through the arts of the eighth art. Now, you cannot do that in the metaverse. You have to start doing that humbly, with honesty, and stop playing games with people like me who work and have their earnings. I'm not a scriptwriter from Hollywood. I'm from Cricklewood. So it's going to take time to understand that cybernetics and the arts of expression is a humor that can transfer a lot more of energy than what you think. Ecstasies, divine rage, consciousness, how to switch and flip. You know where you are, you know who you are, you know you can do this, but nothing's gonna happen. Where is the privacy? These four kids were murdered thanks to all the hatred that grooms in some platforms and among some people unfairly, because some people don't have the right to be happy and beautiful and come from working family who just mind their business. So, beautiful people. The Jews has been hated because they know how to make money and they're very intelligent. I grew up with Eddie, who is Jew, and he's now in Germany trying to get my mother. So, well, I am personally having very bad time with trying to get this box for Christmas, trying to get what's my word. I think I have the right to go crazy anyways, right? After 2 years. I mean, not to go crazy, just to banter. Nobody knows me, so it's fine. Just enjoy life, enjoy the romance of life. Romance also has um, bad moments, and sometimes people cannot fall in love with you or buy you, or they just don't like it. Don't like these dramas. It's not romantic. It's not they're appealing. The there are differences among all of us, but it's good to note that what what it hurts me is that no matter who you are, they're going to steal from you. Are they going to use you as if you're a pawn? Am I going to write a story and put myself as a pawn to see if at least somebody moves itself and role plays to make this happen? There is such a huge work just so people can recycle. This is paper, this is plastic, this is compost. So all the companies shut down, they just do it for money. Yeah, we're cool. We can talk with each other. It's still hurting. It is still very hurting. Seeing all these immigrants from around the world, and I'm also another immigrant, is Stas was never seen as an immigrant. Um, as much as you love something, just can't believe it. As much as I love my mother, just can't believe it. But you born in this earth. I'm born from my mother. I have these neighbors. Others were playing music in the park. Beautiful sunset at 4 p.m. and it's a tender rain now dropping. I wish I could have love for Christmas, not with computers in between or telephones or iPhones. I would rather destroy them all, destroying humanity and just dividing people to extremes because the contact of humanity is being, and for us it's okay because we have a memory where we used to celebrate, but what is going to happen to children or the children of our children? They don't even know how to share in a concert. They all get killed because they all want to dance and they all get smashed and die. This is getting back to do events, getting back to celebrate. This is a systematic order that needs to be easier for all the countries and nations. And this is easier if you see it. Look, it's just the five of us, tech giants, government. Why government? Because government has the understanding to converse how we're going to make these laws of cybernetics for the rest of the world and the different settings. Those settings are done there, but yet there is not the same fluency. Of higher intelligent humors until until the law doesn't charge the landlords for all the recycling, because they are not, the landlords won't put cameras to see who is doing this, to take it out of their deposit rate. Because look, it was you. I have seen it in the camera. For how long are they going to be looking in a camera because they didn't recycle? How many neighbors I had, they blame on me because the government charged them. So the human interaction is possible when it's made by law. I made that work already for the time space to reduce taxes if they are helping, companies are helping to recycle, and landlords, because it takes time and space to create that. Yeah, you have to go there, you have to put these beams here inside the kitchen as well. You have to talk with people. You have to say, look, I have a camera. If you do not recycle, I will take it out of your deposit. And the rubbish bin, they should by law say they didn't recycle and put the day. Do they do this? Do they don't do this? It's not easier for everyone if we're not interacting in a healthy manner. But well, yeah. So enjoy the good things in life. Um, it is not as we wish, because people are as they are. Um, you only have your life to enjoy and be honest with. So being honest with yourself, what you love, even if you're alone, or just love your work. I love my work, so I believe in the freedom of expression. I'm here to protect the laws of role playing virtual reality. To get paid and enjoy my children. Some mother should. The rest would be just a gift of God. I don't believe in projecting or anything. So people live online and they are looking for scandals on and on. So I don't want to be talking with strangers or write stories where people are crossing over, because they're supposed to be just for fantasy and people don't have imagination to write their own. So they are mixing things. This I'm being hacked. Now I started to put on YouTube because my computer, I want to also record this here because I thought I was just talking unconditionally. I was deleting the videos. computer. I don't need to be believed because they can distort anything they want. I won a court case and I don't know where's my money because probably they called and they stopped it. I've been waiting 1 year and a half. I won a court case with good money for me, enough to go get my children, get the lawyer by myself with nobody in between to steal my money. 'Cause I have worked year after year with any person taking the money, then saying whatever. Because they think one deserves that. So it is going to be difficult to understand. We are unique. I am not, but they're part of my history. They're part of family. They used to be so good, and now, what would your family do for money and power? What would they do for a little? Is the scandal so good? So it is sad, so sad to see everything stolen. They might do it again. They are just thieves, sucking my energy, my work. There is more. So we'll think because one was a good person, one is stupid. Why? I don't think so. You have to pay attention, and pay me. When is that deal going to make a better world? Because people don't know how to talk, so they cannot make deals as long only if they're in power or they're getting paid for it, right? What, like a salary? Who is smarter to cheat on the other? Twist things, twist the story. Director of what? Who knows? It's not easy to talk universally. If you need to express your feelings, become an artist. But if you need popularity, start to study humanities. People have an independence of their own, that is for sure. And there's a certain degree of respect and refinement where we can share. Because, I'm like, okay, I'm going to Twitter. I'm going there to go, let's go there to trash. So I'm like, wow, that's not the person I want to be or be with. I like to do my role play. I'm only coming out to make this deal. That's all I care. So bye. Just be careful. It's gonna take time for people to understand that real life is one thing and the eighth arts, the world of expression have different settings. Everyone has to work to earn their property. But to be a person of property is not about things or material only. It's being a person of respect. So if those niggers wanna be fucking around and making children, just shouting rap, how big they have it, that's where you were born from, with all that hatred against others. Everyone was before working for others. If there is peace in this world, how are we going to find it? I'm not going to be interested in politics or what's happening on the stream. People are responsible of their own humor. Real life is delicate, very delicate. Real life is fragile. I wish people to understand to define real life from imagination. There are boundaries. You don't do things like that. If because people are so like just they get hooked. You think they can make a better world, but are they? If they're living from it, good. If you're living from self-expression, good. And you go there for entertainment, good. Some people want to make themselves a name and be famous, good. Go for it. Join the conversation. What kind of conversation? That we like to talk. S- s- But for what? Well, it's going to snow on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of next week. So it's gonna be sweet. Um, wish to see honesty and refined honesty, refined. I don't want to be with people that need to talk bad about others to be better. Maybe for work or make things work. It's not my style. Never was. It's not my tendency to leave behind for those who are part of me, and I am part of believing there is a lot of work to do and should be wild in the imaginary world with its rules. Because if there are rules, I'm not going to talk about it until I get paid for it. That's why I work for. That's why I'm here. And if it doesn't happen, I can only see it happen. The thing is that there are so many obstructions in the way because people slow down the process because they are so this to deal with by that's life.